Good morning, all. Myself, Vishnu Vijayan, Assistant Professor of MBA Department at SNIT Adur. Today, we are going to discuss about the topic balance sheet, balance sheet of an organization. So, it's a very important topic for BTech students. As compared to other topic, it may feel as a tough topic, balance sheet, well, because you don't study accounting or anything. So let's go to the topic balance sheet. It's coming under unit 6 of HS 200 business economics of automobile and mechanical students S4. A balance sheet is otherwise known as position statement. First of all, you have to understand that a balance sheet is a position statement and which is prepared at a particular date, most probably at March 31st of every year. So balance sheet is otherwise known as position state. Again, for what the purpose of preparing balance sheet by every organization is we going to discuss. First of all, what's the meaning of balance sheet? A balance sheet is a statement. It's a statement. It's a position statement of the financial position of a business that lists the assets, liabilities, and owner's equity at a particular point in time. At a particular point in time. That's why I said at the first time itself, balance sheet is a position statement which is prepared at a particular date. So, balance sheet is a position statement of an organization which reveals the financial position of assets, liabilities, and owner's fund, that is capital, at a particular time. In other words, the balance sheet illustrates your business net worth. What a business really earned, that will shows by a balance sheet, by preparing a balance sheet. So in this meaning itself, you have seen three new words for you, that is assets, liability, and equity. Owner's equity is a simple word, owner's equity. Asset. Asset means what? Asset is a particular thing which has money value. That is asset. What mean? Asset is a thing which owned by a business organization which has money value. That means by selling a product or selling a property, a business can create some money. That property is known as asset of that organization. Example, furniture, building, land, all these coming under assets head. Then what is liability? Liability means what a company wants to pay back to others. What a company has to pay back to others, that coming under as liability. For example, bank loan. Bank loan, if a company receives bank loan from any banking institution, the business has the responsibility to pay it back in time. So that is a liability of an organization, that bank loan. Then what is owner's equity? Owner's equity means owner's fund. What the business owner really owned the fund. That fund is otherwise known as capital. So capital is considered as owner's equity or owner's fund. So these all coming under a balance sheet statement. As we studied in the previous slide, a balance sheet main sections. First section, assets. Asset, anything has value and owned by the company, that is asset. Then liabilities. This provides a list of debt a company owns to others. And debt means what really want to pay back by the organization. That is debt. Then capital or equity, this is the amount invested by the shareholders. Shareholders means company's owners. So what is a company owners really deposited in an organization or in a business? That means capital or equity. Next one, preparation of balance sheet. So there are two types of preparation rules for balance sheet. First one, that means a balance sheet we can prepare by two methods, two types. That is on the basis of liquidity, on the basis of performance. This is clearly means we arranging assets and liabilities at a particular manner. That is balance sheet preparation rules. So balance sheet preparation or arrangements of assets and liabilities in a balance sheet we can done under two types or through two types. That is first one on the basis of liquidity and second one on the basis of performance. On the basis of liquidity, I can show a image or I can a format of balance sheet on the basis of liquidity in the next slide. Then you can understand what is on the basis of performance. So on the basis of liquidity, the preparation of balance sheet I can mention in the next slide, and on the basis of performance I will tell in that. So you can do it. It's very simple. It's just opposite. What is liquidity on the basis of performance? Both are in the opposite method. It is just a simple format of balance sheet. So balance sheet has two sides. The left hand side is considered as liability and the right hand side is considered as asset, and the amount is also prescribed in that side itself. So very important, you have to remember when you write balance sheet for exams, balance sheet should have a heading and they also mention the date. So name of the entity will come on top and the on bottom. Balance sheet at date, balance sheet as on 31st March 2018 or 2019, whatever itself. It should be clearly mentioned on the top of balance sheet. So it's very important. The name and the date of balance sheet is very important while you write or while you draw a balance sheet of a company. So we can go to the left side of the balance sheet. Balance sheet left side is considered as liability side. So on the basis of liquidity, we should mention current liabilities in the first. Current liabilities are arranged in firstly, and in the asset side, current assets are mentioning. Then after that, non-current liabilities or fixed liabilities or long-term liabilities are mentioning, and after that owners fund is mentioning. Then asset side, first of all we arranging current assets, after that we arranging fixed assets. Now we have to know what is current asset, what is fixed assets, what is current liability, and what is non-current liabilities or long-term liabilities. And owners fund. Owners fund we already said. Then first of all we move to current assets. What is current asset? So what is current asset? We are discussing about the right hand side of the balance sheet, asset side. In the asset side, there are two types of assets. Assets we can classify it into two types, current assets and fixed assets. The term current in balance sheet generally means short term. So assets, short term assets we can consider as current asset. So within a 1 year we can convert an asset into cash. That type of assets is known as current assets. Or otherwise we can say that on this type of asset liquidity is high. Liquidity means the convertibility into cash. So the high convertibility into cash, such type of assets we can consider as current assets. I hope you understand. The current asset means the convertibility into cash is high. That type of assets are known as current assets. As we compared to cash in hand with furniture or machinery, but cash in hand, Cash in hand is an asset to the organization. Machinery or building is an asset to the organization. Cash in hand, the liquidity or convertibility to cash is very high, and the for as compared to building, the building it may take more time to convert it into cash. So building or land is considered as fixed asset, and cash in hand or cash at the bank, debtors, all such type of assets we can consider as current assets. So I hope you understood current asset. Current asset means within an year such type of assets we can convert into cash, liquid cash, that is known as current assets. Then what is fixed assets? Such type of assets, it will take more than 1 year. It may take more than 1 year to convert into cash. Such type of assets we can consider as fixed assets. The fixed assets examples are furnitures, buildings, land, machineries. All such type of assets we can consider as fixed assets. Next we move to the liability part. The liability part itself also we can consider as current liability, long-term liability and owner's equity. So what is current liability? Within an year, a company has to repay such type of debt we consider as current liability. So this current liability wages, then balance amount want to pay as electricity bills or rent or interest. Such type of unpaid expenses also considered as current liability. Why? Because it has to repay within a short time period of time. Short time period, that type of liability is known as current liability. So current liability, within a year the company has to repay the debt. That debt is known as current liability. Then what is long-term liability? It will take more time to repay that amount. Example, bank loans, 5-year loan, it may considered as a long-term liability. So current liability, within 1 year we have to repay. Long-term liability, more than 1 year we get to repay that type of debt by an organization. That type of liability is considered as long-term liability. And what is owners fund? Owners fund, as earlier we mentioned that what is share capital or capital, that is owners fund. What the company or the company owners really invest in that business, that amount is known as owners fund, or otherwise known as capital. It's a simple assignment for you, that is owners fund or capital. I know capital, we told you capital is owners fund, but owners fund is owners investment. This owners investment or capital is considered as a liability, and it is shown in the liability side of the balance sheet. Why? What's the reason capital is considered as liability of the organization? You have to find out that. You have to Google out or check with other your inbounds, and try to find out what's the purpose to show capital as liability.